This service flag tells a story of family, community, service, and sacrifice. This particular flag's origins lie with a community of women in Athens, Tennessee, known as the Browning Circle. The flag's 13 stars tell the stories of 13 sons, grandsons, and husbands who served their country. They tell the stories of the wives, mothers, and grandmothers who served in their communities and prayed the 13 men would be brought back whole, safe, and sound in body and soul. The color of the stars is symbolic in that the blue star represents hope and pride, and the gold star represents sacrifice to the cause of liberty and freedom. The gold star on this flag tells a story, the story of U.S. Army First Lieutenant Josephus Benjamin Wilson. Josephus Benjamin Wilson, or Ben as his friends and family called him, was born March 28, 1897 in Denver, Colorado. Wilson was the fourth of 7 children born to Captain Emira Ellsworth Wilson and Mrs. May Forney Wilson. In 1913, Wilson's father bought the local newspaper in Athens, Tennessee, and moved his family there. While growing up in Athens, Ben was an avid tennis player and loved history. He attended McMinn County High School and then went on to attend the Athens School of the University of Chattanooga. On July 1, 1914, Wilson entered West Point Military Academy in New York. While at West Point, he received the nickname Woodrow from his peers and was a member of the basketball squad. At this time, Wilson was also engaged to be married to Miss Mary Joy Bayless, also of Athens, Tennessee. Wilson was set to graduate in 1918. However, with a war raging in Europe and an increase in the demand for Army officers, the Academy accelerated the graduation of their upper classes. Wilson graduated from West Point Military Academy in August of 1917, and from there was assigned to Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, where he received further training with the 15th Machine Gun Battalion. In April 1918, Wilson's battalion was moved overseas to join forces in France. On October 15, 1918, following 6 months of service overseas with the 15th Machine Gun Battalion, Wilson and his comrades were heavily engaged in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. While leading a portion of his company through a hostile barrage, Josephus Benjamin Wilson was mortally wounded, dying on the battlefield. The circumstances surrounding his last acts can best be described by the following remarks made by Major W. W. Grimes of the same battalion. "I don't believe I ever saw a finer boy, nor one whom the future had so much in store for. He was advancing with a portion of his company, but finding that part of one platoon had become disorganized, he returned through the barrage to collect missing men. He was noticed by a fellow lieutenant to go down on one knee just as a large shell struck close by him. However, he was up again in a second and bravely struggled forward. Advancing about 20 feet, he fell unconscious. A piece of shell had struck him close to his heart." Ben left behind a stunned and grieving family. His fiancée, Joy, never married. She became a teacher, professor, and editor, and eventually received a doctorate from Columbia University. Soon after his death, Lieutenant Wilson was awarded the posthumous Distinguished Service Cross. On November 15, 1921, Wilson's remains were laid to rest here in the Meuse-Argonne American Cemetery, alongside 14,246 comrades, most of whom lost their lives in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. Each year from 1930 to 1933, the offer to take a Gold Star Mother pilgrimage was extended to Wilson's mother, May, to visit his grave in France. Despite indicating a strong interest each year, she was unable to go due to her health. Today, the story and legacy of Josephus Benjamin Wilson lives on through Ben's family. They may have never met him, but through family records and stories passed down, they remember his life, service, and sacrifice. The following poem ran alongside his death announcement in his hometown. "The star in the flag in our window that we gazed at so proudly of old has changed in a night from its azure tent to one of purest gold. And though our hearts are broken at the merciless work of the Hun, we know that he died so gladly that victory might be won. And the gold star in our window is our comfort and solace and pride, and the pledge of our faith in our country, the country for which he died. Today, I make the pilgrimage that his mother never could to tell the story of her son's gold star. Well done, Ben. Be thou at peace."